Hello and welcome to today's stream as we continue the Psycho Gundam Mark II. Let me do one little thing. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get rid of that. What's the stream without a little bit of scuff? Welcome, Opus. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn to turn that off first. For stream elements, because I don't like that coming up regardless. But last week we did a little bit of prep. We did a lot of prep. Spent a lot of time prepping. With filling in colors and whatnot. And hey Gunn, how you doing? Sorry, my dog's in here with me. Don't worry, though we are also live on Twitch, there will be no dog electrocuting. Ooh, we are not a communist. But we did some prep on the pieces, and we could continue prep, but I actually want to start building instead. Ooh. And we might do some cleanup though, depending on the piece. So we might do cleanup as we go along though. Oh, you're right. You're right. I forgot to turn it down once after. Sorry about that. That should be better. Normally I turn down the BGM after I go live. I forgot to. Thank you very much. Gonna post something? Okay. And now that I started stream, you wanna leave, don't you? You're cool. Every time I start stream, you want to leave. You'll lay there forever, and then the moment I hit live is when you're like, hold up, now open the door, let me out, let me be free, master. Okay. Are you gonna lay back down? You gonna be comfortable? You can get out if you want. Ooh, it's just that I'm in the way of my dog getting out of here. It looks like we start with the head. Okay. And he got back. Okay, give me 1 minute. I have to let my dog out. Apologies, I don't know why it's always at the start of stream if he's in here. He's just like, hold up, I need to bounce. Done posting the big ball. Oh god. Oh god, my least favorite part of any stream, of any Gunpla stream, finding the, oh my god, the sprues. We have all the sprues, it's just that I realize how long it takes me to get through finding sprues normally. And now we have over 20 sprues in this kit. This is going to take forever. H? Do we need H for anything, chat? We don't need H. We need to find I, K, oh my god, there's like 4 H pieces, 4 H sprues. That's a great sign. Done posting, let me see. He posted balls. I showed you my balls, now please respond. The Peter Dinklage one is so sad. Ooh. Are those two like mini moons? I can't tell what he used for the ball. I thought they were going to be like a ball because in Gundam there's like literally these mobile suits called balls. I thought he had like a master grade and he used 2 high grade balls as a joke. No, he just put like 2 miniature moons in between the legs of a gym. Ooh. Ooh, he carries them well, if nothing else. B1. Okay, so we've established all the sprues in this half of the box are not the ones we need. Oh lord. Even if I had an organizer, this would not be going well. Because if I had an organizer, I could put out half of the, actually no, because the sprues are so big, because they have like pieces like this. I could put out like a third of the sprues onto a sprue organizer at most. Oh, that's awful. L. Do we need L? We don't. Oh, God. I was kind of thinking earlier today with Jared Mesa and other characters in Gundam, how Jared Mesa, if they were going for a boy failure, like the first Gundam boy failure antagonist, they hit the nail on the head, in all honesty. Perfect. Like, I honestly wonder, like, how does he keep getting, like, work in the Titans with how much he fails? But if they're trying to, like, do the first Char clone with Jared, didn't do such a good job. It took him a while to figure out how to do a Char clone, because they also tried to do a Char clone with Glemmy. I don't know if, like, Chara was supposed to be a Char clone. Her name is literally Chara, and she flies a red mobile suit. I don't really know. I don't know if that's just a coincidence. I don't know. The character's just kind of crazy. Ooh. But, like, throughout it, like, it took them a while to figure out, like, how to do... They weren't sure if they wanted to redo Char for, like, the rivals of Gundam, or to make new characters who weren't Char. And what they found out is the best thing is either just don't make another Char, like, make somebody completely new, or just carbon copy Char, is what they discovered through, like, the original series and working through it. It really feels like they try, because again, all the characters where they double dipped, like Glemmy, and whatnot, it feels so, like, mismatched. You can feel how the characters don't feel like they don't even know what they are. But then you have Jared, who's not supposed to be Char. He's just the new rival. He's a boy failure, and it's like, yeah, you're pretty good. You're only good at one thing, and that's being a complete F-up, Jared, and we love you for it. Oh, it's little fruits. Like a legume? Ooh, those are such tiny... That's a high grade, so it's like... Those are like... I mean, I suppose grapes are also fruit, so I shouldn't be like, that's a really small fruit. Ooh, it's just that they don't look like, they don't look soft like grapes. They look more like a nut. Which is fitting, because you use them for nuts. Okay, K. Oh, we did... Okay, I think K was right here. No, that's K2. Do I need these? These look important. Do I need a 1 or 2 for anything? Yes, I do. So these are the faceplate. Ah, yeah, these... Okay. Okay. And then you also need the Vernairs. Dude, Cujo, sorry, not Cujo, Kajun. I was like, I could not remember his name before stream, and when I saw his name was like Eok Kajun, I was like, no wonder I couldn't remember that name. That name is too foreign for my Bakuna Gaijin brain to ever remember. But that character, it's just amazing throughout Iron-Blooded Orphans how he just keeps surviving. You're just like, okay, he's gonna go under this time. And it's like, nah, he survives. He just keeps surviving for no merit of his own. Literally what happens is that he almost gets game ended. And what happens is one of his guards, one of his squad mates will push him out of the way, and they get taken out instead, and you're like, no, just let him, like, this character's so annoying. Like, the show knows it, and that's the point of him, like, continuously surviving. Like, they're doing it on purpose, but you're just like, just let him go. But when he finally does go, it's so satisfying. Not only because you've been waiting for him to, like, you know, be dealt with for, like, episodes on episodes at this point, but because who gets to do it, you're like, yeah, I like that guy. You know what? You know what? I'm okay with this. I'm not happy with the fact that he survived this long, but I'm happy with how he finally gets put out of our misery. Should we talk? Good place to put it. Man, I need to put my recipes in Food Talk. Oh, that looks far more reasonable, but also... It looks like a grape inside. It looks like a nut that when you break open the nut, instead of having... Well, you know, like... the seed inside, or the nut, rather. It's like you break it open, and you have like a... jelly... grape inside, it looks like. Oh, A. Do we need A? Do we need... It looks... I think we need these pieces. This is the back of the head, right? Yeah. These are the back of the head. And do not... Oh, I just realized. It's only telling us how to build one of the heads right now, but I'm cutting off all the pieces for the other head as well. Oh my god. Oh my good lord. Or is it like we switch out the faceplate, I wonder? I'm not quite sure. I'll keep the extra pieces cut out for when we need them, and I'll just set them aside if we don't use them right now. But I need to find K1. I would assume this is K1? No, this is J. Of course it is. Wow, the library suite is really quiet. I think it'd be Silent Cartographer, which is the quiet track. K1, found it. Okay, we're good. Ooh. I'm happy to hear that Harvest is coming soon for you. Oh, that's really cool. Hold up, I was looking at this, like, really confused at what I was looking at, and I realized what it is. It's such an unneeded level of detail, but it's so cool that they did this. Like, you'd have to buy a custom piece for it to mean anything. But what they did is... Well, I suppose on the one that's going to be the damaged head, it'll be visible. But these little parts right here, you can see these little nibbins, these little, you know... These two dots, those are the eyes behind the visor. That is so nice that they did that. And they did it here because this is the broken face, so like this one is going to be visible. But they didn't have to do it here where neither of these are going to be visible. But it means that if you want to like order maybe like a third-party transparent piece, you could just have a transparent piece and just have them visible through the visor. It's really cool that they did that. Hold up. Let me... Trying to pick up a piece of paper with gloves is not advisable. Give me 1 second. Because we will need this sticker sheet for the eyes. Actually, I don't really know if the sticker sheet's needed, now that I think about it. Welcome, Zaza. Look, I'm gonna turn on my fan, because even though it's very cool where I live now, I live in a... We have a nice big southern-facing window, so throughout the day, it gets really warm, even when it's like, even during the winter, it can get pretty warm inside if you don't pay attention to like your heating arrangement. You would have preferred the Psycho Gundam to take more elements from the... You think it should have been more in line with the gun cannon design in consideration of that lore, I'm guessing is what you're saying? Its design... I haven't had a good look at it, and I'm a little split on it. Like, I don't really understand, like, why its armor flies off. Like, what's what's the tactical point of being like, ah, yes, now my mobile suit is naked? I don't really get that, I'll be honest with you. Ooh. But I did like, but I do kind of like its overall design. I kind of like how how the Psycho Gundam in GQ is obviously designed after the Mark II, because the Mark II is just a better design, in all honesty. But that's kind of my favorite thing about it, because again, I haven't gotten to that episode, and I really should, but I need to watch Gundam X, and I take priority of that. Ooh. And today, I wasn't able to watch anything, because I made a promise months ago to Arielulu to make a clip for the presidential collab we did way back. That was on President's Day. That was way back in February. We did a collab, and I need to make the compilation for that, where she rated all the American presidents throughout history, and then only after she told me if she thought they were hot or not did I tell her what they did that might not be so hot in today's standards. My favorite one in that collab was the fact that I snuck Jefferson Davis into the list of presidents. And if you are not familiar with who Jefferson Davis is, Jefferson Davis was the president of the Confederacy. And she thought he was so attractive until I gave that little nugget of information. You welcome any cold? Oh my god. The thing is, like, it's called temperate for a reason. Temperate regions don't vacillate in temperature as much, and that's why they're so nice. The problem with places like the Midwest and what have you is the fact that, like, in the summer, it can get to 100 degrees and whatnot and just be humid as all hell. But then in the winter, it'll just be like, ah, yes, here's below zero at the same location. And it's just like it's only like a few months apart. Hell, October, one of the worst times of year in the Midwest, I'll tell you. Because in the Midwest, you can have 80-degree weather, and then the next day, I'm not being hyperbolic, within 1 to 2 days, have like 60 to 50-degree weather. The temperature vacillates so sporadically in October. It's just awful. Okay. Listen, I know there's a big mobile suit battle happening, but like, this is Gundam, that happens all the time. Okay, I need to go to work. I need to pay my bills. Welcome, Shadow. Virginia. Oh, where I live, when I moved here, it's just been awful because I've made no hiding of the fact that where I grew up was closer to the Great Lakes. And the Great Lakes, if you live on the, well, depending on where you live on the Great Lakes, I should say. If you live on the east side of Lake Erie, you're just boned. The east side of Lake Erie does not have this effect, but like, if you live in the eastern Midwest, the lakes actually function as like make the area more temperate than you would expect it to be, because they function as like radiators or coolers depending on the time of year. But since I moved away from there, let me tell you, it's been awful, because the rest of the Midwest is just like, okay, as I said, just like the temperature will just vacillates wildly, and it's just awful. It's a joke. October is spooky month, man. That's why we building the Psycho Zaku. Let me. This is already a messy build, and we are just on the head. Where is the faceplate? I just cut it out. I can feel I'm nutritionally deprived of something, but I don't know what. That's bad. I'd even cut out the eye. We started cutting out pieces. We don't even have the eye. What we will do, though, so we don't lose the piece, is... You're not the correct piece, are you? No, I need the faceplate, which I did not cut out. Wonderful. I don't even know what the A sprue is. I think this one's the A sprue. Yeah, this one's the A sprue. And yeah, there are our faceplates. Also, you should be... Oh, it is on shuffle. Good. Let's see here. I have to do even more cleanup, but cleanup can wait. That might be a nice area to put a little bit of painting Easter egg. Even though I'm painting this in red and whatnot, I saw this part right here, this little spine. I realized I could paint it in light blue, which could be a nice little Easter egg to the fact that the Psycho Gundam, when I painted it, I used blue accents throughout it. Also, this is driving me crazy. There's this, there is this dish under it, and it's driving me absolutely up the wall. Whenever I put anything down, it felt off. It felt like it was just going, it felt uncomfortable cutting anything and resting my hand down. And this is a piece we cannot afford to lose, so we're going to put it right there, chat. Don't forget it's right there. And we need this piece, and then it goes in here like this. And then we need to find eye. I don't even think I saw an eye through. Are you eye? You're D. You're A. You are K. This might be a minute. Be patient. J. N. 4K. D. F. M. We have most of the alphabet in here. Holy crap. D. Oh my god, it's in the other half of the box. Lord. 1 minute. Also, there is a drain fly in here with me, and it's gonna drive me up the wall. The drain fly. God's greatest joke. Oh, hey, you know flies, that thing you hate? Well, I'm gonna make a bunch of them that are like smaller than a mosquito. And they just you can't hear them, but you can sometimes just feel them just like crawl across your skin real quick before they go off again. And you can't, and most of the time you won't see them, but you'll know they're there. I hate drain flies so much. Actually, originally the poll for today's stream was going to be crazy Gundam women, but I couldn't think of a fourth crazy Gundam woman off the top of my head before stream started. Because I had Lady Oon, I had Chara, I had Flay Aster. All great picks, but I needed somebody who was like that level of crazy to compete with them. Maybe Quest, but nobody's gonna vote. Nobody's gonna be like, oh yeah, my favorite crazy Gundam woman is Quest. Nobody's gonna pick Quest as their favorite Gundam woman, crazy Gundam woman. Found I. And chat, don't you go like, I'd vote for Quest. You would not vote for Quest. Do not lie to me. Not when Lady Oon and Chara are options. Honestly, I can't tell you who's my favorite crazy Gundam woman. I have to think that over and get back to you next week, in all honesty. Because they all... I love Lady Oon, Chara, and Flay, all for their own reasons. They're all so insane. Oh my god. Chat, remember when I said that my my controllers weren't working for stream, and I had to like figure out like if it's a driver issue or whatever it was. I just had to figure out what was wrong with it. Well, that might have to take a little bit longer for me to figure out, because yesterday, I didn't talk about it on stream, but yesterday I was just in my room and my dog was, you know, chewing on something. He was going ngang, 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 like he's like eating something, and I was like, oh, that's weird, what are you chewing on? And I noticed in his mouth there was a massive black cord just coming out of his mouth and going upward, and I was like, oh god. So I very quickly took that out of his mouth, and he completely destroyed my controller cord. Luckily it wasn't plugged in, so he wasn't hurt or anything, but yeah, he just decided to eat my controller cord, so I had to order a new controller. That's fun. I didn't even get to figure out what was wrong with my controller or if it was the computer. I just had to order a new one because my dog, for the first time ever, decided to become a rabbit and chew on an electrical cord. That's true. Wait, Quest is 13? Jesus Christ. I thought Quest was like 15 or something. Jeez, 13? Insane. Ooh. And this is where things get fun. There we go. I mean, to be fair, Flay is also like 15. To be fair. But I'm not creating a crazy Gundam Woman poll without including Flay. Because she deserves to be on a crazy Gundam Woman poll. Even if she died before she ever became a woman. She deserves that spot. God, I hope Gundam Seed Destiny has a woman half as crazy as her. I genuinely hope Gundam Seed Destiny just has an absolutely bonkers woman like Flay, because Flay was my favorite part of that show. Ooh. Dog almost pulled a Hassan. The memes are funny. It seems that it's very likely he did shock the dog, because he's like, oh wait, it's a buzz collar, and then he holds it up, and it appears everyone has looked at it, and everyone's just like, okay, so that's an altered shock collar. Is he unscrewed and took out the prongs for the zap collar, because zap collars have two prongs that go in, and what he did is he just took off the prongs and put electrical tape over top of it, and was like, it's a vibration collar that like get the dog's attention. And it's like, that's not what and the thing is, we know the brand that he was using, and we can look it up, and it looks exactly like the shock collar version and nothing like the vibration version of the collar. Of course, though, it might just be an older version of the vibration, but probably not. Ooh. The memes are wild, though, of that. Yeah, I saw the real grade God Gundam you shared yesterday. Ooh. Yeah, thinking that's, you said it was like upscaled, so I'm gonna guess it's a 1/100 scale or something now? Ooh. But it's probably gonna be pretty good. Oh, that's a nice picture. That looks like a master grade, RX-78 too, so. Or is that, no, that's probably the real grade. Ooh. Well actually, they're both upscaled real grades, aren't they? Let's see here. I'm gonna have to like cut off pieces and organize them ahead of time. What's the point? Chat, what's the point of putting a stick? It's telling me to put a sticker on, and I'll show you the sticker. It's telling me to put, you see this sticker right here, right? You see how it's like pink and black, right? And it's like, so I can get good color separation. And I'm supposed to put it over this pink and black What's the point? Why are we doing this? What? Why? That has to be the most pointless sticker I may have ever seen in a Gundam kit. I mean, I know eye stickers are often a little redundant if you can, you know, just do the minimum amount of work, but Jesus, that kind of takes the cake. M1 Abrams. No, M1 is the piece we need. 11. Yeah, like 1/100. Okay. Doesn't want to be sure. You said upscale, but like it could be awkward. You know, like sometimes they'd be like, oh yeah, no, it's like 1/12, and it's like it's 1/12, and it's like why would you do that? Oh my god. That one is pretty funny. The one where it's a picture of like a cartoonish like dog like being electrocuted. So it's just like, you know, it says blue zaps or whatever, and you just see like the skeleton because it's being electrocuted, and it just has Hassan in the foreground with like Raiden's hat, and he has like the lightning eyes, and it just says fatality. There's the freaking bug. I think I might have gotten the bug. I think I might have gotten it with spray. Ooh, speaking of bugs, I found this. This is gonna be so random, but let me have a moment of autism. I haven't been able to share this on stream, but I thought it was really cool. At the gym, I came across this on the floor. It was just a dead wasp. Look at it. This is my dead wasp, chat. I found it on the floor at the gym like 3 weeks ago. And I put it in what I usually mix paint inside of. It was already dead. I'm not a little sociopath, but I thought it was really cool, and it's actually just held up really well. So I just have that on my desk. I have that going for me. I have no idea like what species or whatever it is. Let me see if I don't think you're gonna have good focus, but yeah, I just have this now. Reserved forever. And again, it's like not falling apart or nothing. Like the exoskeleton is holding up. It has a bunch of like white stuff on it, so it might have like mold. That's not me though. The mold's not for me. They already had the white stuff on it, but it has like white fuzz on it. So I think it died from getting like a mold infection. Enough autism. Not enough bug autism. God, I keep seeing on P Bandai the 2.0 for the RX-78, but like it's the RX-78 3 or whatever. And I'm like, I keep thinking like, do I want to order that? And like, yes, but I don't want to spend the money. I keep seeing that. And it needs to stop being in stock. It needs to stop being in like pre-order so I don't have to be tempted to buy it anymore. Upscaling the Zazabi, I hope they fix I think it's the shoulders had an issue. I'm sure just it being bigger will probably like fix it in and of itself. If they're upscaling it, to be honest. But I hope they do, you know, take attention to fix it if it needs it. Well, I should actually paint, I should probably paint the cord, I should probably paint these cords now that I think about it. I can do that in the future. But these cords I should probably paint and make them like gray or something to give them better color separation. 1/20th, it's some third parties did. Oof. God, I don't know what scale it is, but like they're like you buy a pre-assembled inner frame, and then you like put the armor of the mecha on top of it. Bandai does this, and they're like 1/50th scale, and I hate them. I bought one of those because it was for an Ifrit, and I was like, well, I don't think Ifrits are like available outside of P Bandai, and I didn't buy P Bandai at the time. So I bought it, and when I put it together, it was just it was like 1/50th scale, so like it's not in line with any other mobile suit I own. So I was just like, well, I can't display this anywhere. It was just so disappointing. There we go. And then got it. Ooh, it took too long to cut all these pieces out. Holy crap. I'm happy I've set aside the entire month But once we're done with the Pink Panther, it's probably gonna be like, we're probably gonna be building this for both days of the week. Holy crap. And actually, while we're here, we'll assemble the other faceplate as well. The white stuff, I kind of realized partway through saying it, which is why I said white fuzz. I was like, I has white stuff all over. I didn't do it, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute. That's why I started calling it white fuzz instead. I realized the mistake a little too late. Listen, chat, I know it's covered in white stuff and it's in a tiny jar, but I didn't do it, okay? I just put it in the jar. I didn't add the white stuff. Let's see here. Okay. It wasn't me. You gotta believe me, chat. You gotta vouch for me. God, I hate the fact that, like, Macross's alternative name is Robotech, because it gets me confused with Battletech every time I see that. Ooh. It doesn't help that, you know, the guy who did concept art for Macross also sold his art to, you know, Battletech to make it even more confusing. Screw that guy. And why are you not plugging in properly? There we go. There we go. Okay, that's fixed. That's gonna go over there. And then here. Ooh. That's actually, that sounds pretty cool, because I've seen a Macross kit only once before, and I wasn't able to pick it up, and I really wanted to. It looked really cool. I think it was 170, I think it was 172 scale, which sounds about right for considering how large those mecha are. Those mecha are just effectively like fighter jets, you know. They're not as massive as Gundams are. So if you, especially if you want the transformation, even if it's a part former, you're gonna want to make it a little bit bigger per scale. Trying to fit these pieces in, and none of them are tight, all of them are snug, but it's creating kind of like a weird situation where this is just a problem with all kits, is whenever you have to align multiple, you have to like do a multi-alignment. There we go. Okay, it's not as bad as some other kits, but it's not perfect. I have to like look in to the kit while I'm building it to see like to line up pieces while also lining up other pieces. Oh my, the thing is, you can't see every piece you're supposed to be aligning at once, and it's easier said than done just to push it in uniformly. One moment. Is there a difference between these two pieces? There is. I think I have the wrong piece out, so that might, that's probably why. Okay, I have to do some little bit of disassembling. Humor me for a minute. VF1J. I think that might have been what I saw. Ooh. Yeah, I know, like, a lot of fighter jets are like 16 meters and whatnot, but when you make a jet, you don't want your, like, model jet to be this big, is more what I was kind of thinking. You want your model jet to be, like, this, like, to be, like, you don't want it to be this big, you want it to be this big, would be a better, you know, explanation. So you are right, like, jets are bigger than we give credit for. So they're not. I'm trying to get this disassembled, but I'm a little struggling to figure out how. It's not that I'm really concerned about, like, damaging any piece here. It's more the fact that it's kind of just snug in there. Really, the back part that's the problem. Really, once it's on, it's not easy to get off. Okay, I think I see. I have to take off my gloves. Does not help that the temperature in here is just weird. Ah, there we go. Okay, got it off. That goes for this piece is with the... No, sorry. This, I accidentally made the mistake. This piece right here was the mistake piece. This piece, you don't think it would be any different, but it is. Goes with this half face, while it's this one, which I actually put the verniers in, goes here. It might be like, why are there verniers on the head? Because the head is one massive escape pod, which is kind of funny, but also kind of cool. Ooh. Let's see those pictures. Why can't I... Is that a custom? Is that why I can't recognize it? Oh! Looking familiar, but... Yeah, it's... I can see element... It looks like a custom. But isn't that the shield from... God, I'm so lost. Ooh. I can't tell, like, what... I'm not sure if it's, like, an original piece or a custom that you shared there, though, is what's kind of throwing me off. It's not a custom. That's crazy, because it feels like... God, so many of those elements feel like I've seen them in other things. There we go. Now, Merrick, did you do that correctly? Yeah, you didn't do it incorrectly, so I guess that's what matters. But the big difference between these two pieces is that little extra shelf on the back, if you can see it. You can see it right here. That was the thing that was causing issues. Didn't, like, actually get in the way of anything directly, but I knew that it would be a pain later on if I didn't address it. And now we're back to having to align this piece. Ooh. Yeah, painting a 144th would not be the funnest thing. Ooh, jet models, it is far more established still that you have to paint them. Color separation isn't much of a thing because they're like, oh, okay, so I wasn't supposed to put on the mask yet. Okay. It's okay, because it's going to be easy to take off the mask, because that's all I need to do. Yeah, but actually with the Pink Panther, because we're going to be learning to do water slides, that means also I can start learning how to do, like, real-world models as well. Like, say, in Sherman Tank or an A-10 Warthog for stream, because those also use water slides. That's what I'm most excited about, the Pink Panther build that we're doing. Little shit. Okay, so there's a neck joint that I completely missed. I don't mind seams, but I prefer when it's done like this, where the seam, if you can see it, the seam is actually like built into the mold itself, so it looks like it's just supposed to be there. Of course, those sprue marks aren't supposed to be there, but you can't win them all. Be a pain in the ass for them to make everything undergated in their defense. Okay, so let us get, what is that piece? Oh, okay. Here. I understand you now. K1, I understand you Ks, that is. K1. K. One of you is K, right? Are you K? Are you the white man and man in black who teaches J? Yeah, you're K. There you go, K. Found it. Found you, slick. And so that's K8. And I'm hoping with the death of superhero movies that we have like a bit of a tumultuous like no like master genre for like the next 5 to 10 years, and we get movies like Men in Black again where studios are just like, well, we don't really know what will sell, so we're willing to be more experimental. Like, we don't have established thing that's popular right now, so we're willing just to, you know, throw money at, like, you know, stuff that we normally wouldn't. Stuff like 5 or 10 years ago we wouldn't even think of looking at. Now we're kind of desperate. We'll give you the money, and we get stuff, you know, like A Knight's Tale and Men in Black. That would be so nice. Ooh. Oh my god, for an SD that costs 240? Yeah, post the pic, because I haven't seen that on P Bandai, though I see that it has like a big suit of armor that it puts on. I mean, I'm not saying that justifies the price, but I can see how it's going to be a big kit because of it. So like normally when you hear SD, you think of something like this, chat, right? And what Kai's is showing is like, he's saying that's what it is, it looks like, but it looks like it also, when it's going to be released, will have like that and that as an alt mode, or like an armored up mode. So I'm not saying that justifies the price. I'm saying it's probably similar to the Gundam. Ooh, to what was it? Like what was that one Gundam we were talking about? That like was pretty much two Gundam kits in one, but you could only build one of them, and it was just, you just got left over with a crap load of extra plastic. It seems like it's gonna be that situation again. Ooh. I forget what that was called, but ooh. You guys probably remember the one where it's just like, oh yeah, you can like, if you build both of them, you'll have just like, you know, this one mobile suit and then the legs of another mobile suit and some extra parts. And no, and if you want to have both mobile suits, you just have to buy the box twice and just have 2 sets of extra legs for either mobile suit. Don't worry about it. It's called the God SD Gundam. I can see how, okay, looking at it, I can see how there's elements from the God Gundam in there. But no, it ain't no God Gundam. Oh my god, I was gonna ask if that was a typo. And then we need to add the V-fins. This took surprisingly long. I kind of wish we had done prep, but we're gonna have to get through this regardless. This is not the right sprue. This is the correct sprue. Found it. It kind of depends, like, where the panel lines are. If you can, like, redesign the mobile suit a little bit, because it's an older mobile suit, so, like, you can, like, you know, kind of, like, like, redesign elements, it's a little easier to add, like, you know, seam lines as just panel lines. I don't think there's, like, a seam line in the back of the head. I don't think there's a panel line in the back of the head for the original art. But at the same time, you can see how, like, it's easy to add that, especially with this part right here, if that was originally there. And if it wasn't originally there, it's a good addition to help justify the seam line. Yeah, okay, I was wondering why you brought up Jurassic World. It's because of the Resident Evil. But fucking, oh god. You know what, though? I don't like those movies, but I think that they would be... I would be all up for it if just a randomly Wesker did appear in those films. It'd make them 1,000 times better. just fully jump the shark at that point. You know, either make a serious movie like the original Jurassic movies. You know, for all their faults, they were at least serious. Or just fully jump the shark. Don't do this thing where, like... we need to be, like, mass appeal, family-friendly, and lame and stupid. Just go like Resident Evil. Fully jump the shark. You know, recreate... actually, I do think... I don't like the Resident Evil movies at all. But I do like the scene where, in the video game, when Wesker throws his glasses, and Chris Redfield grabs them, and, like, it's a distraction so Wesker can, like, use his super speed to hit him. I do think it's really funny how in the movie they actually recreate that scene. I'll admit, I did laugh at that. I'll fully admit. But it's at the same time, it's like, it's also so crazy that I don't have to, like, there's no air of pretense with those films. Meanwhile, like, modern Jurassic World is just... I can't believe they literally went like, Jurassic World, all the dinosaurs died. What do you mean all the dinosaurs died? There's not enough oxygen in the atmosphere. Dinosaurs have more efficient lungs than mammals. What do you mean there's not enough oxygen in the atmosphere? Arguably, there's more oxygen in today's atmosphere than it was when the dinosaurs evolved to begin with in the Triassic. What do you mean they're dying? They're all dying. There's not enough oxygen. You keep saying this. That's not how reality works. Why would you why would you have a story called Jurassic World, and then when you get your, like, you become the director for Jurassic World, first thing you do is you kill all the dinosaurs across the world. And they let him do it. And that's how Jurassic World Rebirth starts. It's just like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Thank you. The S Gundam and EXS Gundam, the 1.5, yeah, this just... why would you do that? I don't know, because Bandai... it's like Bandai just being the ultimate, just like... I don't know. Do you think Bandai thought they were doing something good or bad for the consumer? Do you think that they thought, like... I feel like that's the one time Bandai thought, like, yeah, they're gonna love us for doing this. And then everyone was just like, I'd rather just, like, pay half the price for the one kid I want. Or pay the full price for, like, just having... both kits than paying, you know, $250 for 1.5 kits. I want to believe Bandai thought that they were being real cool when they did that. It's like the scene from Smiling Friends Season 1 where the guy's like, I saved the Mr. Frog show, whatever. Where, you know, like, when Glep runs out and, like, has no charisma, everyone starts booing at, like, you know, the new Mr. Frog, and the guy's just standing there with his arms crossed like, yeah, I saved the day. I really feel... I feel like that's probably what was that they were thinking. Ooh, everyone's gonna love me for this decision. Like, we're back on top, boys. And I know that's what they were thinking, because that's how the worst business decisions are always made. Not when they want to nickel and dime you, but when they think that they're doing you a favor. Yeah, the whole like, oh yeah, nobody's interested in dinosaurs. Nobody wants to go see dinosaurs. Dude, there are living animals that people want to see. What do you mean people don't want to see dinosaurs? Not only do people not want to see dinosaurs, if you remember at the beginning of the movie, they're taking down an archaeological exhibit in a museum because nobody wants to see dinosaur bones either. Nobody wants to see dinosaurs anymore. And it's such a weird thing to do in your movie about dinosaurs when the only reason people watch the Jurassic World movies anymore is because they want to see dinosaurs. So having your movie literally be, nobody likes dinosaurs, dinosaurs are stupid, when that's your entire franchise. You have no character anymore. Everything else thematically is no longer relevant. Your entire existence is dinosaurs and nothing else, with no substance, and you're literally sitting there going, yeah, nobody likes dinosaurs. It's just the cognitive dissonance of saying that for a Jurassic World movie to open up and say nobody cares about dinosaurs is so weird. I just don't understand, like, how, like, who, again, the writing, who wrote this? Why did they write this? And why did people eat it up? People were like, yeah, I like this story. It's like, what do you mean you like it? So you like dinosaurs? Yes. So the part where it opens up and it's like dinosaurs are stupid, you were like, yeah, I would think dinosaurs are stupid. What do you mean? Oh my god. They didn't even go like, oh, the planet's cold. They really did just go like, there's less oxygen. And they didn't even go like, oh yeah, the dinosaurs can't... It would have made a lot of sense if they're just like, the dinosaurs can't eat modern plants. And because the herbivores can't eat modern plants, the carnivores, you know, can't eat the herbivores. They all die. And it's like, well, why can't the carnivores eat, like, you know, the mammals? Because either there's not enough mammals for them to eat, or say that, like, they can't eat the mammals because the... let's just say, like, they're allergic to mammals. Like how, you know... Some people can't eat shellfish. Just say they can't eat modern mammals. Like there's proteins in the meat for mammals that cause them to go into anaphylactic shock. Boom. You know, again, I'm not saying you should kill off all the dinosaurs in your movie about dinosaurs being all over the world. But I'm saying there's a lot of better ways to do it than just going, oh yeah, dinosaurs can't breathe too good. That one thing that we know for a fact dinosaurs could do really well, breathing, they were actually really bad at it. It's just, it's wild that they decided to go with that. Ooh, this Garage Kit manufacturer releasing their Caliban kit. Not resin kit, but a full-on kit based on their Garage Kit. Picking the... Ooh. But listen, I vented when I watched the movie and did a whole stream talking about why that movie has all sorts of issues and is terrible. And I will reiterate everything I said in that stream. I do not care. It's such a... It was just... I love the first Jurassic Park movie. Ooh. And it's just, to see how far that franchise has gone is just so disheartening. G? I'll look at the pic after I find the G sprue. After I find the G spot, chat. It can't be that hard to find it. I don't like to do... Well, I don't think... I've never done a react stream, but my god, I want to do a react stream to the new, like, Space King. I've already watched the episode, but... My god. I want to rewatch that episode live on stream. The part in the newest Space King when Hate Mace does set... My favorite line from the entire episode, because it literally got me off guard so much. It was like somebody just did a kidney punch from behind to me. It's when Hate Monger decides to teach the artificial intelligence why to hate everything in the universe, and his justification is education is a human right or whatever. But that's not what made me lose my mind. It's when he starts like showing the AI like reasons to hate everything. And while he's doing it, Hate Mace, his like the mace that he carries around that's like are also maybe an artificial intelligence. It just says in the middle of him talking about like, you know, like how aliens are, you know, like, you know, mostly like, you know, hive minds and therefore lack fathers, and you know, and like, is there like behavior a result of fatherlessness? And the hate mace just goes, tell him about per capita. And it's just like, hate mace, you can't say that. You can't say per capita. You'll get canceled. I lost my mind so many times in that most recent episode. It's gonna be, I hope the next Jurassic World movie genuinely just goes like, actually the dinosaurs survived. They were just sick a little bit and they went into hiding, but they're all here now and they didn't die. I would laugh if I saw that. I don't care if I was in the theater or if I was pirating it in my room. I would laugh my jowls off, my non-existent jowls off. I actually don't have jowls, but I would just laugh my pectorals off, dude, if that freaking happened. It's just like all the dinosaurs are back. It's just because there's no meaning to any of this story anymore. There's no consistency. Nothing makes sense. It is a movie that exists to make money. It is literally what it is the themes of the first movie manifest. It's just like, yeah, you're just doing this like you have this whole idea of, you know, man's hubris and his, you know, want to control the world and just do things without thinking whether or not he should, and the degradation to the environment of like his actions incur. And like that's all the movies are now. They're just like, they're not destroying the environment, but they're destroying the like legacy and the environment of the films themselves. It's just so fucking crazy. At that point, just make a new series, but then it's not Jurassic Park anymore. Man, I wasn't able to go see Primitive War. I heard Primitive War was a fun movie. Apparently, it's not like a Land of the Lost situation where it's just like, yeah, dinosaurs just live in this valley because it's isolated. Apparently, it's like there's a time portal or something that like dinosaurs walk through. I don't know, some scientists made like a time machine and dinosaurs came through it and just started wrecking up Vietnam. I don't know, but it sounds more interesting than whatever. Is this G? Please tell me you're G. You're B. Where is G? It sounds more interesting than whatever, you know, Jurassic Park is doing nowadays. Best thing directors, Kamen Rider transformation scene. That might be a good idea. To see what crazy shit the Japanese have been doing for the last 40 years. Last 40 years, Jesus, last 60 years actually. That's what I hate the most about Jurassic World, is even the first movie was like, dinosaurs are boring. Every movie, the premise is dinosaurs are boring. And I cannot stand that. The first Jurassic World is, nobody cares about dinosaurs, so we have to make new dinosaurs. No, people like dinosaurs, which is why they're watching your movie, for God's sake. Second movie, oh, all the dinosaurs are gonna die on the island because nobody cares about dinosaurs. No, people care about dinosaurs. Look, here's a new Endoraptor. Don't you think that's cool? No, I want to see dinosaurs doing dinosaur stuff. I want to see them be animals, and as animals be dangerous because they are not they're not from our ecosystem. And so they would not be compatible with our world. That's the whole premise of Jurassic Park, is that these things are alien. It's like dinosaurs are literally the closest you could get to taking to seeing what alien life would be like on another planet, because they are that different from what we see today. And that's what you're doing in the movies. You are making alien life on a modern planet. You're taking life so far detached and putting it today is implanting alien life. And all the consequences that come with that, and being an invasive species. But no, dinosaurs are boring. Third movie, dinosaurs need to be like round up because they're running all over the planet. But actually, that's boring. What you really want to know about is how, like, this one company is making like a locust that will eat everyone else's crop, but not their crops, so that they can have a monopoly on farming. That's what you come to a Jurassic Park movie for, to watch about how a company uses, like, genetically modified insects to, like, make monopolies in farming. Because nobody cares about dinosaurs. Fuck off. Sorry for cursing, but Jesus Christ. And then, Jurassic World Rebirth opens up. Nobody cares about dinosaurs. They're all dying and nobody cares because nobody cares about dinosaurs, so why would they care? You did this the second fucking movie! Don't just go like, nobody cares, dinosaurs are dying, nobody cares. You did this already, it was stupid then. Don't fucking say it again, so help me fucking God. I'm sorry for getting... It's just so... You're a franchise built around dinosaurs, and you keep saying dinosaurs are stupid, nobody likes dinosaurs. Why would you say this? Jesus Christ, I'm crashing out over a stupid dinosaur franchise. Oh my god. It's just... I don't remember it being in... I don't remember any, like, intentional hybrids being in the first book. Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, but maybe it was in Lost World. They, like, brought up the idea. Crash Out already happened. I'm losing my mind. Oh, it's just... Oh my god. It's just so frustrating. It's not like, say, Star Wars, where the new Star Wars stuff, I'm just like, I just don't acknowledge your existence. You're just this weird thing over there. But it's just so offensive what they do with... We're looking for G. It's just the audacity of the Jurassic World franchise to go like, nobody cares, and then just... It's just the cognitive dissonance, the lack of understanding. I am losing my mind. I cannot find this piece. This is why I hate the start of every... When I have like 5 to 7 sprues, I cannot find a sprue worth my life. Found it. I forgot, chat, the secret to me succeeding is giving up hope. You know, when I started going into a monologue, the moment I started going into a monologue about how I can't find any sprues, I can never find sprues, it's hopeless for me to look for sprues, that's the moment I found the sprue. It's like, I feel like I'm playing Devil May Cry all over again. I can't beat this boss, there's no way. We're gonna take 10 more times just to beat this boss. I beat him. Taking like the least damage I've taken the entire time while fighting him. I just look at the screen. I'm not smiling, I'm just pissed. That happened way too many times in Devil May Cry 3. Where I just kept saying like, okay, we're gonna lose this time, but this is just a scouting match and that's the one when we win. It has to stop. I can't keep getting away with it. The G-Runner was not on the table. The 3 that are on the table is the yellow, the red, and a sprue. So I could at least know which ones are on the table by that. And I knew it wasn't one of the red or yellow pieces. Would have been embarrassing if it was, though. It goes in like this. We're not even gonna finish the torso. Oh. Actually, we're making better time than I thought. It took forever to build the head, but somehow I thought it was almost 2 hours already. Probably because I was just ranting about dress. I got livid. I got a little livid. I got a little upsetty spaghetti. Fucking Romulus. Sorry for cursing. I'm so sorry. I was thinking of other franchises which have also just gone and don't understand like where the core idea and of the franchise and what they're doing just is gone. They don't know what the hell is going on anymore. And my brain went to Romulus. I haven't seen Alien Earth, but I've not heard of one good thing about it. And her name is Rain, but she wants to see this, like, fucking. I'm sorry. I'm so pissed off. It's not even about Jurassic World anymore. It's about Alien. Oh my god, I love Alien even more than I love Jurassic Park. Holy shit, how that franchise is handled, oh my god. The main character's name is Rain, and she dreams to one day see the sun. You know, but there's like, you know, there's a natural poetry in there. Hey, writer, I want you to take a moment and shut the hell up. There's gonna be a scene where she sees a canary being taken in, like a canary being taken into the mines, and like that's a metaphor for how she's a bird that wants to fly free, but she's going to die in this mining world. Quick question, why is there a canary in a sci-fi mining world when they have literally air, like when they would have air samplers to tell them if the air is poisonous, not a freaking bird? It's like, what? Why are they using technology? Why are they not even, it's not even technology. Why are they using methods that predate modern technology in a science fiction to tell them if they're going to die in a mine shaft? Because you see, her name is Rain and she wants to see the shut the hell up, writer. I'm going to blow my own head off. I just want a new friend. I'm not even a new friend. I want new art. That is what I want. I want new art. I don't want new franchises. I want new art. I'm sick and tired of everything being recycled because they just don't want to make anything new because everyone's afraid to make anything new. So they'll just like make things that will sell but won't sell, like, but they're just coasting by. They're not really making things that'll like make money. They're making things that will make returns, and I fucking hate it. Oh my god. The dinos are dying and no one cares could be a good environmental presentation story, or how they shouldn't bring them back just for them to die. Oh my god. Well, it didn't, like, again, the second movie, didn't it kind of, like, do that? But, like, it was, like, two scenes where, like, Ian Malcolm was, like, in a Senate hearing or something. And he brings up just, like, oh, you know, dinosaurs, and, you know, like, if, like, it wasn't our responsibility to bring them back, it's not our responsibility to, you know, save them. You know, and they could have ecological damage and whatnot. But, like, those are, like, two scenes that are in the movie just so that he can be in the trailer. Again, I fucking hate that movie. I despise these films so much. Okay, but just had to devolve into supervillain auction. Fucking, it was pretty weird when that happened. Almost fucking remember in Jurassic World, whatever the hell, Fallen Kingdom is what it's called. Wait, no, or is that the third one? I don't even know. They're all interchangeably mush. But the second one, when the Indominus Rex pretends to like be knocked out so the guy will open its cage, is one of the dumbest moments ever. Not because like the moment itself is like stupid, like it is stupid. The guy's like, oh, I want to knock out the dinosaur so I can go into its cage and steal its teeth. Okay, weird, but whatever. But the Indominus Rex pretends to be knocked out, which, like, I don't really know how it would know, because it's never seen a dinosaur get shot with a tranquilizer before. It's not one of the dinosaurs that was captured. It's a dinosaur that was, you know, like, it wouldn't, like, the only time it would know what a tranquilizer is when it was being tranquilized itself. So, like, it gets tranked, but for some reason isn't knocked out. And in the scene, the guy goes in to take one of its teeth. And what happens is when he opens the door or something, it opens its eyes, like looks over its shoulder and smiles. And then he looks down at it and it closes its eye again. And it's like, fuck off. Fuck off. This Scooby-Doo bullshit. No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that in your serious movie. Like, you You can't be like, oh yes, here's a serious movie about like, you know, with environmental messages and mankind's impact on the world and have some Scooby-Doo shit like that. No, get out. Just get out, franchise. You're drunk. Oh god. So what's canon? Aliens versus Predator has been around for quite a while, and it's Ooh. God. How I kind of treat it is, firstly, Aliens versus Predator is just its own universe, and it's all a crapshoot. But like I would go by headcanon in this regard. Hold up, I just realized I hate this kit. Give me 1 minute. I just realized I have a burning hatred for this kit. Because I just realized this kit does something really stupid. It tells you to put on this piece. You see this like this dumbbell piece? It tells you to put it on, then rotate it for no reason. You can just put it on like this. Wait, can you not? Oh no, you actually, oh fucking, I hate this fucking so much. So what you need to do, okay, so you have to, I hate this so much. Just, okay. I'd rather just, it's not that tight. No, I don't like this. There's a mechanical reason for it, but I don't like it at all. That's annoying. Oh my god. It makes it so you can't take it off, but Jesus Christ, I don't think it's worth it. And like how, wait, can I don't even know if I can disassemble this now that I've done it. This is like a forbidden build technique in Lego. I don't think I can disassemble it now that I've done that, or not without a lot of pain and effort. Ugh. Alien vs. Predator, the first one, I don't really have much of a problem with. I kind of treat it like it's its own beast in all honesty, but like, I know a lot of people who, you know, like treat it like it's the worst thing ever. It's a movie that's like trying to be sincere with its like premise, and it's probably one of the better Alien and Predator sequels we've gotten in a while, to be honest. I would take it. It's not very good, but I would take Alien vs. Predator over Romulus and the Predator. Sorry, I'm not going to go on a tangent about the Predator. We do not have enough time on this stream for me to go into a tangent about the Predator. But I would take Alien vs. I would watch, not take. I'm not taking any of these films, but I would watch Alien vs. Predator any day over Romulus and over the Predator. Any day of the week. Cowboys versus Aliens. I've never seen that movie in full. I've only seen like bits and pieces of it. And it feels very weird, so I can't really comment on it. I wasn't banging on the table. I was banging on my that's my chair that I was fisting the armrest of my chair because I was so fucking pissed. I was doing that so I wasn't hitting my table. It was just oh my god. I was so upsetty spaghetti. Yes, library. Why is Library Suite so quiet? Because library, the silent, not silent. What's the library called? It's literally just called the library, isn't it, in Halo? Is literally just you're alone in a very big building with a bunch of zombies trying to kill you. That's all it is, and it's incredibly frustrating. Yeah, it's a keyhole design like the real grade Zazabi. Where like you have to put it in. Like it's a ball joint, but you can't see it sadly. But it's a ball joint, but like it's not a perfect ball. It's like an edge of it is cut down a little, like it's been sanded down a little. Think of it like that. So that way you can fit it into the keyhole, and then when you twist it, and then you put this piece on top of it, this piece stops it from twisting again out and getting loose, so it locks in. So it can no longer rotate because this piece is here. And it's not a bad design, and I just realized I can't, I just realized I actually have to do prep on this piece real quick. How do I want to do this? Is this piece going to be visible at all? This piece isn't even going to be visible. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Oh. You know what? We're going to be autistic. We're going to... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's hard for me to say we're going to be autistic when I don't... Where's the paint? Oh. Chat, where's my red paint? It's the only one you can see on screen, clearly. Outside of the purple one, which looks blue for some reason on my end. But what we're gonna do is water down and panel line this little... Wait, were we using... Wait. Actually, let me think about something real quick. What is all of this? Oh no, it's going to be very... Oh, okay, it's going to be visible. It's the neck joint, actually. So it's going to be very visible, so that... So if it's visible... Let me break this down real quick. It's going to be here. So we don't want it to be red, actually, because the red will blend with the chin. But also it means that we don't need to do it right now. I thought it was going to be inside the torso, so we don't need to do it right now. We don't need to do it this very moment. But chat, we need to decide by the end of stream what we should do this. If we should just do a basic black. We have purple. We could do a purple panel line in there. That might be nice. It might just be the safest option is to do black, but I'm not quite sure what we should do for the panel lining inside of there. God, it's so much better. For the last, well, forever, I've had my chat, when I need to read chat, it's been on this monitor that's right here. You can see it right there. This is the monitor. But for the longest time, it's been over here. It's been over there on the other side of the arm that holds the light for this desk. So every time I wanted to read chat, I'd have to literally go, and like crane my head back to like read chat, and it was always so inconvenient. And I don't know why I never just put the damn monitor here. Ooh. If you mean like the contraction, IRC can mean like, if I recall correctly. Ooh. Ooh, I don't really use contractions all that often, but if you mean the contraction, that's usually what it means, though it can, with a lot of contractions, mean other things as well. Ooh. The Predator movie, the first movie is really good. The second movie, people will like be like, oh, it's terrible, but the second movie is actually like, it's not as good as the first movie, but I think it's still good. The first movie's great. The second movie's good. I love the second movie, but like I'm not gonna like, you know, say like it's amazeballs. Danny Glover does kill a predator in hand-to-hand combat, and it's really cool, but then after that, it's just like you have Predators. And Predators is like, has moments in it, but overall I wouldn't recommend Predators. And then you have the Alien franchise where you have like, the first Alien movie, it's peak, it's amazing. Then you have the second movie, and it's like, it's an action movie, and if you're okay with it going from a horror to an action movie, you're gonna love it. If you don't like that, you might have some issues. Then you have the third movie, where the director wanted to make a movie, and then the studio said no. And so, what the studio released is not good, but then what a bunch of other people got behind it, like got like a bunch of deleted scenes, put them back into the movie. But then they didn't get anyone's approval, but it's an official release somehow. And that's called the assembly cut, and the assembly cut makes the movie better. but not like it makes it go from a bad movie to a good movie, but it's still not like it's weird. And then you have Alien 4, directed by Joss Whedon. We don't talk about Alien 4. We do not talk. Nobody talks about Alien Resurrection. Nobody talks about Alien Resurrection. People forget Alien Resurrection unless it's brought up. Ooh. And then there's Prometheus, which has a penis vagina snake. Look it up. Well, don't. There's a scene where there's a snake that comes up and like it's a penis. You just look at it like that's a penis, and then it opens up like its flares, like like a cobra. And when it opens up its flares and like shows its mouth, it's just a vagina. It's literally a penis that turns into a vagina. Why that is in the why Ridley Scott was like, yeah, this has to be in my movie. I know like the alien has sexual metaphors in it and whatnot, but like I don't know why the trans snake is in the movie, especially considering the movie Prometheus is not about like the same things that it's not about birth trauma and whatnot. It has some elements of like postpartum depression and whatnot, like the first movie does, but it obviously wants to talk way more about like God and Jesus and how Jesus was like a half-blood engineer who came to Earth to like save humanity, but humanity killed him, so the engineers are going to wipe out humanity, and this is all actual lore for Prometheus. It's not explained at all in the movie, but this is lore. Well, it's like it's explained but poorly. In Prometheus, Jesus was a half alien, and because we crucified him, the engineers are coming to Earth to destroy Earth and all human life on it. That is literally the lore of Prometheus, and you're like, where did that come from? I don't know what. Ridley Scott was like, I want to make a movie about space god. It's like a bad JRPG. I don't get it. Ooh. Prey, I forget about Prey. Prey was probably after Predator 2 was probably the best Predator sequel. That's not saying much because like Predator sequels aren't that great, but ooh. Prey, I would take Prey over. I don't know why I forgot about it, but I would definitely take Prey over the Predator and Predators. Ooh. It has issues, but nothing that I'd like be like screw this movie over. Ooh. I think how she finally defeats the Predator is a little dumb. I wasn't the most into that because it was again some like she put up a Looney Tune trap. It was like something you'd expect Bugs Bunny to do to defeat like Wile E. Coyote or something. You're just like, okay, well that just happened. The Predator, what it is she gets the Predator stuck in mud, and she has the Predator's mask, and how like the Predator's weapon works is like he fires it and it tracks to wherever his mask is pointing. So like the idea is he's stuck in mud, so he fires his weapon, and then it goes, and then at the last second it twists away from her, and it flies all the way around to go back and shoot him in the face because the helmet is pointing at him. And it's just like, wait. If he doesn't have his helmet, why would he still have the tracking mode enabled on his space spear force multiplier? And that's a little weird. And it's a scene where it's a little bit of Wile E. Coyote shenanigans. But overall, like, I don't really remember having much of a problem with the film overall. Not to say like it doesn't have faults, but I'm hoping with Predator Badlands that we maybe get that the director kind of improves his craft, because I think it's the same director. I hope he improves his craft with it. I don't like some of the things I'm seeing in Predator Badlands, so I'm probably not gonna like this. Probably things I'm gonna complain about, but I hope it doesn't descend into stupidity like a lot of other films. Ooh, which is not a good thing. Like me saying like, I hope it's just okay and not awful. I'll accept it. I feel like a Sonic fan, holy crap. Is this what Sonic fans feel like? Where it's just like, okay, listen, I know you're not gonna produce a masterpiece, but I'll accept mid. Okay, can you make me mid? And Sega goes, no. Oh, this is what a Sonic fan feels like, holy shit. Oh, Lord. I've never thought about that. What a hopeless state. Yeah. Actually, that's my biggest problem with, you talking about, like, how the monsters are characters, and this is something that I wish people understood. Monsters are characters. Okay, we just think of them as just, like, this mindless thing that embodies fear and whatnot. But even then, they're a character in their own right. They have behaviors, they have, I don't want to say personalities, but they have things, they have actions that tell us about how they work. And my biggest problem in Aliens is how it butchers the xenomorph character. I know xenomorph is a placeholder name, but it's easier to say than alien and be vague. But it butchers the character because the alien is a smart ambush predator that we're not sure if it's super resilient or like fairly intelligent, but we know it's one or the other. It's either really resilient and it's not afraid of being hurt because it knows it's strong enough to take it, or it's intelligent enough to avoid being hurt in the first place. And what I can't stand about Aliens, I love the movie, but I can't stand how the alien is weaker than in the first film and how it's dumber than in the first film. I like the movie, but in both regards, it is very obviously weak. I'm not upset the fact that it can be killed by guns. I think that's stupid. The people are firing sci-fi armor-piercing rounds. Okay, if I got hit by a gun like 200 years in the future, that's firing, you know, like... Oh, shit. I just broke a piece. No, I didn't. Okay. I broke the gate. I thought I broke a piece by accident. But they're firing sci-fi armor-piercing guns. But not everyone is doing that. Other people are carrying around shotguns and like 1911 pistols, which are over 100 years old today. And that's where I kind of go, I'm not so happy about that. That's where I get a little annoyed because they like go like, oh yeah, the guns are armor piercing. And that's the rifles are armor piercing, and that lampshades the fact that the other weapons are not armor piercing. It annoys me. But the rest of the movie has, like, I have enough of, like, good, I like the rest of the movie enough to be like, well, that's disappointing. But, I mean, here's how I kind of also put it, is that the alien in the first Alien movie is strong enough to survive the vacuum of space after being shot in the torso with a spear gun. The aliens, warriors, which are supposed to be stronger than the drone in the first movie, the warriors in Aliens are weaker than Mike Myers from Halloween. Mike Myers can get shot with a gun and keep going. Mike Myers gets shot several times in the torso, falls from the second-story building, and just walks away like nothing happened. If your movie monster is weaker than Mike Myers, we might have a problem. Oh gosh, darn it. Okay. First time Yacha's has been to Earth. Ooh. I don't like the idea that it's the first time Yachas are heading to Earth. I don't think that's a necessary piece of lore for like Prey. But I could accept it more if it was like, this is the first time this predator is on Earth, or you know, like, and he's like a survivalist who's like, no, I'm not gonna take any advice from other predators on how to fight these humans. I'll do it myself. I'm big and strong and cool. Ooh. I'd kind of prefer that idea in all honesty. I mean, it's all just like off-screen lore stuff anyway, so it's all subject to change. Welcome, Ivan. Yeah, it is true. He was taking hits. The brother who sacrifices himself, absolute Chad character, by the way. The brother in Prey. He's pretty cool. He sacrifices himself. He's like, yeah, I'll fight. Like, I know I'm gonna die, but I'll fight this like ghost monster thing. And he does a really good job. The Predator literally has to go invisible like a bitch. And just, where? Ooh, I put it on wrong. Has to go invisible and, like, do, like, cheap tactics to, like, beat the brother. The brother was, like, the real hero of the story. Alien can survive in space and, no oxygen. That's what I mean. Like, when it gets thrown into space in Alien, it literally just, like, starts crawling onto the hull of the ship that Ripley is in, and it just goes like, you know what, I'll just sleep out here, you know, like, you know, like, whatever, I'll just go into this, like, little, it goes in the thruster, which is how it's inevitably destroyed. Like, it's not destroyed until a, like, interstellar, or interplanetary at least, until an interplanetary engine thruster goes off in its face. And even then, it's not clear if that killed it or just threw it off of the ship. I mean, if you go by Alien Romulus, it didn't kill it. But it's just like, the alien, God, is it resilient in the first film. Ooh. Ooh. Sup? Welcome, Gundam. Okay, so we have that, and everything's taking so long to build in this. It's just because every time I have to do I need to, like, I'm literally going to have to get, like, a mat and throw it on my floor and just lay out lay out everything and just have, like, everything super organized, because there's just so many screws. Like, I counted them on stream last week. You guys know there's just way too many. I shouldn't say way too many, but there are just... Like, I'm learning quickly, like, what sprues are which. I'm slowly but surely learning, like, which ones are which colors and whatnot, so I can find them more easily, but gosh darn, it is not easy to be recalling all of these quickly. And then K, we still are using K. And these are internal pieces, so I don't need to care too much. You are not prepped at all. Should I prep you? Should I prep these pieces? If they're visible, I'll prep them later, but I don't think I need to prep them. Here, let me... Yeah, they're not gonna be visible outside of the transformation sequence. We're not prepping them. Oh my god, cheap view. I hate bots so much. I despise bots. Okay. Would I get the Quebly Mark II revived third party? Oppose it with the Psycho Mark II. Probably not for that reason, in all honesty. Ooh. I'm not really a fan of the Quebly. I mean, I like Haman, because she also pilots the Quebly. I'm just not a fan of the Quebly in general. This is never really my cup of tea. At least for a model, that is. It was nice, though, how it's unique. I do like how it's a nice, unique design. And then... this goes here. Oh, making good progress in your battles. Let's see here. And then, okay, so this. Oh my god. I know what this is for, like in the transformation. It's for when the head tucks into the body. And I'm just gonna break that off because it's internal and it's not gonna be seen anyways. But oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks to the Psycho Gundam Mark 1. And this feels, I don't even remember exactly how the Psycho Gundam Mark 1 did it, but this feels so much better than the Psycho Gundam Mark 1's version of this same idea. Oh my god, it locks in. Oh god, that's such an improvement. It's weird to convey this, but it is such an improvement. You know what? I think I will actually, if this is the same shade, I'll add the blue to the neck. Because I was talking about like prepping the neck, but let me see this real quick. Yeah, these are the same shades. Yeah, I can add the there's no way the character's name is Masamon 4. Ooh. But you know, actually, I want to go on a quick tangent. I completely forgot that the Psycho Gundam Mark II was actually first appears in... I'm deciding what blue I want. First appears in Zeta Gundam. I thought it first appears in Double Zeta. It's just at the finale of Zeta Gundam, so much stuff happens, and it just got lost in everything else. Erd Hunt? Isn't Erd Hunt the sequel to... Wait. Is my brain... Yeah, that's the sequel to Iron-Blooded Orphans. That was a phone game for some reason. The real grade Zeta. Yeah, it can tuck its head in, but it's not fun to do. I'd rather get one of the master grades that can do that. I hear the 2.0 and I don't know which one's better, probably whichever one is newer. But I hear the 2.0 and the Verka of the Zeta are pretty good. And now we need a brush, and we need to fill up this water so we can clean our brush afterwards. Do we have water? We have clean water to... Okay, hold up. I'll be right back. Okay, I got the water. Ooh. Ooh. I think I just want to see if there's any of the because when we built the Gian, we talked about the Gian variants. I'm kind of curious if there's any... Oh, these are just like color variants. Okay, no. Some of these are... Ooh, that advanced Gian looks actually... I have not seen the advanced Gian before. What is that? The Gian High Mobility. I actually like the Gian High Mobility more than the normal Gian. The Verkas... It sounds like all Verkas are controversial, to be fair. To be real for a moment, from what I've heard, all Verkas sound pretty controversial. Ooh. They all are like both really cool and really awfully designed, it sounds like, so I'm not really too excited about any of those. There's a lack of pen. That sounds weird, like a lack of panel lines on a Ver-Ka, because those are supposed to be like the more detailed. That is kind of weird. That last part kind of got me off guard, I'll admit. Ooh. But the high mobility type is something I haven't seen before. Looks like the rest are... Oh, no, there's... Okay, what are you? Gian Cannon, that's fun. Okay. Oh, I like how the Gian Cannon has the wrist launchers like the... What is it? Like the Gelgoog cannon does. That's actually a really nice touch. It has the same secondary weapons as the... Ooh. As the same secondaries as the Gelgoog. As the Gelgoog cannon. Sorry, I'm just having to focus. One thing I don't like about doing the painting on stream is when I have to do it off screen. I need to get one of those, like, headsets that, like, have, like, a magnifier on them. So that way I don't need to do that off screen. I don't need to say what I'm doing right now. Bring it in close so I can get a better perspective of it and see exactly where I need to fill in. Because you guys can't see anything, so, like, what's the point? Okay. I think that's going to look nice once it's dry. It's going to be a nice little thing for 4, who was the first pilot of the original Psycho Gundam. I think having those little pieces of blue is going to go a long way. And where is my dish? And what we're going to do with the dish is... Okay, I thought I had a different brush available. Ooh. Hey, what's up? I love the game. Been watching it a few... Hold up, did I forget to change my category? Hold up. Because that bot didn't even try. Oh, that's embarrassing. I forgot to change category on Twitch. Well, thank you, bot. Thank you. A bot was like, I love the game. I was like, I'm not playing a game. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, thank you, bot, though. Thank you so much. You know, you know what? Maybe bots aren't so bad, chat. Yeah, it has gotten a lot. Actually, you're not only, you're talking about some Gian, clones, but one of my favorite Gian clones, and the first one we built on stream, I'm gonna get it out real quick. I love this kit. You also have, I don't know if this is one of the ones you said, but the Sigrun, which is the Gian of Iron-Blooded Orphans. The Sigrun is absolutely beautiful, and we built this right before we built the Gian. So let me put that over here. But the Sigrun is also really nice, and they also, like, played with the proportions of the original Gian, because the original Gian was a little bit derpy, to be honest. But they played with its proportions a little, and in all honesty, by doing that, they made the high grade so much better. Ooh. BioQ, GQ, Granada, and several space. Ooh. Okay, let's try... Okay. And then we're gonna have to water down the paint. 1, 2, 3. I think one more. 4. Okay, well, I didn't want to get paint on the booklet, but you know what? That was my fault. That was a stupid thing to think I wouldn't do. This one. Well, actually, wait, no, we don't want that one. We want. What brush do we want? 3? Yeah, we want 3. Okay. The Zaku cannon is paint. Isn't the, well, I mean, the Zaku cannon was purple, but that was for, like, Zeta Gundam. During the 1 Year War, it was supposed to be like, well, no, that's the desert Zaku cannon, I suppose. So I guess they were going by Zeta for why that, so that would be because of Zeta. In Zeta Gundam, the Zaku cannon is purple. Christ, there's a lot of variants. I just got to the Grand Krieger. I like the shield on the Grand Krieger. I'm surprised none of these Gian designs were on the wiki. Ooh. That is... I got... Sadly, it looks like we may... I'm not really sure why, but it is not... I don't think we overwatered it down, but the blue is not filling in as much as I'd like it to. The problem that's happening, yeah, it's the piece, not the water. The problem... Ooh, if I may be so bold to say, is the fact that there's no capillary action being taken. If you don't know what that means, capillary action is when you put in panel liner and then like the panel and then the line like takes the water, takes the like liquid you put in and like kind of, and it rushes into it. It's just not happening with this neck piece for some reason. But we got the panel line done on that. Let's put this here in case we need it later. We have the Gia and nobody votes. Every time the Gia is on a poll, nobody votes for it, and I get so pissed off. It's like based off the Raja, if I remember correctly. If I'm remembering the name correctly. I know it's based off of the like the successor to the Gian, but oh my god. Nobody votes for the Gia, and I'm so into the Gia. I'm like, I love this design. It looks really cool. It's like, it's something I could see not like being used in a war, but I can see as a custom suit for like dueling, which it technically is a custom suit for dueling. And nobody votes for it whenever it's on a poll, and I'm so upsetty spaghetti. But the Gia is so... It's so good. It has... Instead of having the shields, it just has the shields on its shoulders. And the person who uses it in Gundam, in the Gundam show, the person who uses it has hairpins. And her hairpins for her, like, for her hair tails, her ponytails. Not technically ponytails, but I forget what they're called when they're on the side. But her, like, they're just... Her hairpins are just Gian shields. And I'm like, that is so amazing. I need to watch Breakers, and I need to watch Gundam Builders shows. I've heard good things about them as like they're different beasts than the like the traditional Gundam, but that's the point of them. They're a little more lighthearted. Well, Rambaral gets to be a mentor instead of, you know, having a big bad death. Hold up, we actually I should have thinned the paint, but I was already kind of deep into this. I think... Yeah, these go like this. Okay, so the question... Sorry, there was a hair stuck. Oof, do I want to paint this? That is the question we have at this moment. I'm gonna say maybe? Ooh. I've seen the Gian from Seed Freedom. And I can see its appeal, but it's the same thing with the Quebly, where like I'm like the design I can look at and be like, this is a good design, but it's one of those things that just doesn't grab me personally, sadly. Ooh. This is actually one of the designs I've seen where I actually kind of like more. The thing is, like, I shit on Gundam Seed a lot, and I feel like that's unfair to the mobile suits, because I don't really have a problem with the mobile suit designs a lot of times. In the first series, I don't like how the mobile suits look plasticky in the animation, how they look like they're made out of plastic. But the designs themselves, I don't really have much of a problem with. Ooh. But the Gian... Oh, I guess... Okay, so I thought there was going to be more. But, you know, it could also be... I mean, I also said I didn't like the Gian before building it, so maybe if I built the Gian from Gundam Seed, I'd probably be like, yeah, this is actually one of my favorite things ever now. That could very well happen, to be fair to it. Because I was very skeptical to the Gian before I built it on stream. If it's purple with... Hold up. Let's see where Stream Talk. Okay, this is the only one from today.
Right, built it on.
No. No, that's it. Okay, so that's not the... Okay, where... Okay, so it's not in Stream Talk, it's... Is it in Gen... Oh, okay, no, it was... Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, that's not... Yeah, huh. That's weird. Yeah, I'll show the chat. I'll share with the class. So... God, I hate that reflection. Yeah, it looks like that, which is not the Zeta. Let me see if I can quickly get the Zeta. Zeta Daku cannon. No, wait, is it? No, like it kind of is, but kind of isn't. That's really weird. So here's what it looks like in Zeta, and this picture is really low quality. So let me show you this one. Okay, so here it is in Zeta, right? Here it is in Zeta, as you can see. Like, it's purple and blue, just like it is in the other one. But the difference is the shield on the arm shield is blue, while in Giren's Greed, it looks like it's purple. Yeah, it looks like it's based off... It's weird. It looks like it's based off of the Zeta version, but there looks to be some key differences with the Zeta version. And I don't know if those were intentional or if those are just like minor. I think it's just the graphics. I think the differences are just time period and graphics. I think that's really all the differences are. Like, the shield does appear miscolored, but it could just be the angle, and the shield might actually be blue, but it looks like it's purple in the thing you shared, but that looks like the biggest difference. Ooh. Do not buy Despia soft yellow tip. Ooh. I need to get pore type markers, actually, because I hear those are pretty good for panel lining. Ooh, if you use a pore type marker, then you use a pore type to like get the liquid, then you just dip in your brush and you can just get that. You have Gundam paint. It's one of the most effective ways. But I don't really know where to buy pore types, in all honesty. Okay. What time are we at? We're over 2 hours. We'll build a little more. Not a lot more, just a little more. I still don't understand why the Z can... actually, wait a minute. 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 Okay, wait a minute. Gihren's Greed. PS2, okay. When was your release date? Release date. You released 1998. Okay, when was Hathaway? Hathaway was written in the 80s, wasn't it? But Hathaway written. Yeah, that was that was 9 years before. Oh shit. Okay, well I was like, maybe if it like, I don't, why the hell, why is the Penelope and Cassie Gundam in Gihren's Greed? It's so weird. Maybe they're, thing is like, I mean, I wasn't aware of much going on in like Japan for Gundam, but why in 1998 were they like, hey, look at this thing? This, don't know. I'll never know. I'll never understand that. Focusing more on the overworld. For a PS2, I mean, Gundam, you know, it's mecha, so it's pretty complementary to, like, older graphics and whatnot. But for its time, like, but, like, those are all pretty good models that you're showing. You can see how, like, today they'd have, like, more verniers spread throughout them, or, like, little vents on them. But it's really nice. I kind of like the late 90s and early 2000s graphics, just that transitionary period where like they're figuring out how like to like make things into 3D, but they also know things don't look good in 3D, so sometimes they make things more stylized. Not what they're doing in the Gundam stuff, the Gundam media that you shared, but something I like in general, just to see how different people approach just how they approach it in general. Oh, thank you, Bandai. Thank you so much. What I'm thanking them for is in the chest unit, they did color separation for like these for the pectoral like markings, and in the Psycho Gundam Mark 1, that's just paint, and it's really annoying to paint them because it's a really large area that you have to paint yellow. And if you know about painting anything yellow, well, you know that it sucks. Just, yellow is not a very transparent paint. So no matter what, you have to apply like multiple coats of it. Or you have to either apply like 3 coats of yellow paint, or you have to apply a coat of like pink or red paint, then on top of it, put the yellow paint. It's just a pain. Ooh. I'm looking for F. Thing is, I don't know if we've used F for anything yet. H. I hate the fact that Flaga, I got it spoiled for me of what happens to Flaga, or like what his relevance is in Gundam Seed Destiny. And so the one moment that I would have liked in Gundam Seed, which is Flaga's sacrifice, is just undermined immediately, because I'm like, yeah, and he comes back as a Char clone in the next series, and it's like, how does that even happen? Sorry, spoilers. And I'm just like, the man literally is disintegrated. Like, the guy is deader than Ryu from the original Gundam series. Like, Ryu had a better chance of surviving what happened to him than Flaga does whatever happened to him. The man literally gets, like, the man gets disintegrated by a beam blast. Like, and it's just in the next series, apparently, it's just like, yeah, people really liked the character, so we brought him back. And it's like, what? Why are we here? What is Gundam Seed? I'll tell you what Gundam Seed is. Gundam Seed is the one where you're just like, oh, where it might have problems. You might be like, I've seen the 1 Year War before, and it was better the first time I saw it. But it doesn't have hot women being the captains. It doesn't replace Bright Noah with a hot chick. And then also introduce another hot chick that they also use, who's like, I forget her name, but she has like short hair, and she's like loyal to the Federation or whatever they have in the Alliance or whatever. But then she, like, you know, saves everyone's life in the end. I don't remember her name, but she's really hot. It has that going for it. That's what it has going for it. It pretty much threw everything at the wall, and you will like at least one element of Gundam Seed, even if the rest of it annoys the hell out of you. What? What is going on in Giran's Greed? Daily reminder that their GQ6X exposed Char as the biggest fraud. Bro piloted the Suzabi in the 1 Year War and still somehow died. I mean, that's why on originally in the poll for like who's your favorite Gundam boy failure, originally had Char Aznable on it, because if we gotta be real for a moment, Char's kind of a boy failure. I mean, even when it comes down to Char being like having to get a new identity, you know, he's like, he can't be Char Aznable anymore. He needs to get a new name, a new lease on life. He names himself Quattro Bagina. Like, he can't even give himself a good name. And he can be like, well, Char Aznable is a good name. Char Aznable is a name he stole from someone else. That doesn't count. He happened to come across somebody who looked just like him, and he just stole that person's identity. That doesn't count. When he had to come up with his own name from scratch, he came up with Quattro Bagina. Okay? Oh, he's the Red Comet. We don't see that on screen. I'm not sure if that ever really happened, in fact. But I do know that, like, when it's just, like, revealed, like, yeah, apparently in every timeline, Char just gets bodied by Amuro. He just never stood a chance. And it happened so many times that Lala just decided in like, the UC timeline to be like, you know what? He's not, like, he's just gonna die no matter what. So you know what? I'm sick of living in this loop. I'll just fly in front of Amuro instead. It's kind of a funny retcon. Oh, you might be like, no, she sacrifices herself because it's the only way to save Char. Nah. No, it's funny. It's funnier if she's just like, you know what, I'm done with this. Every other universe, I've seen how this goes. I'm just gonna end myself. Bye-bye. Gonna show how your progress in the overworld. Yes, I should have remembered her name because she's a baddie and her name has baddie in it. Natarle Bedrilga or whatever. But I literally just started calling her baddie, and that's actually why I forgot her name, because I was like, her name has baddie in it and she's a baddie, so she's just baddie to me. Because she looks like a baddie. I believe that better be the baddie. She has Bedrilga. Hold up. Don't ask me to, like, name anyone else in Gundam Seed. Actually, why can't I name anyone else in Gundam? Wait, Atherin. I can remember Atherin because his name sounds like Arthur. And then there's Kagili. I think that's the girl who's like, I don't even remember. She's like the sister to, like, is the main character Kira? There's no way the main character of Gundam Seed is Kira. That's like having a main character named John or Josh. There's no way his name, hold up. There's no way his name is, Jesus fuck, his name is Kira. Holy shit. It's fucking, I'm sorry, Kira is just, it feels, maybe it's not. He kind of looks like Kira from, what is it? Isn't also the guy from, ooh, my brain is malfunctioning a little, but from Death Note, is his name also Kira? Wait, Kira... Oh, his alias is Light Yagami, but his alias is Kira. But he also they kind of look alike. Kira and Light kind of look alike. Ooh. I mean, Kira is very much more designed for, you know, young girls to swoon after. He's designed to be, you know, perfect yaoi bait with Athrun. You still have one hell of an overworld lever to finish before you can proudly say beat the game. I hope you beat it, man. Ooh. Sorry, I'm a little more distracted by the Bedrilga. I'm distracted by the baddie. You know what? I'm gonna show you. This is why. This is why she's. This is why. This is my favorite part. Well, actually, no. My favorite part of Gundam Seed is Flay, because Flay is insane and hilarious to watch. But my second favorite part of Gundam Seed. That's it. That's her right there, chat. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's perfect. She's perfect. Ooh. God, she's perfect. Oh my god, chat. She's beautiful. I want to marry her. I want to have 5 children with her. I want to have a dozen children with her. I love her. She's amazing. Ooh. She's perfect. Yeah, Kira Yamato. Are you talking about the Flay? Ooh. With a V card? Are you talking about the Flay scene? Oh god. The first time we see a character spill his seed is in Gundam Seed. Oh god, that's why it's called that. You might be like, no, it's that like whole seed thing they keep. No. That's a cover. It's called Gundam Seed because a character gets laid. I mean, it's not like the first time we see a character like, well, it's not the first time we see a character post-coital. I think in Char's counterattack, isn't it like heavily implied that he bangs that one chick? Ooh. I forget her name, but like it's heavily implied they're banging. And like there's a scene that like is pretty much just like, it's like filmed like a classic film noir where it's just like, oh, they just banged, if I remember correctly. Ooh. But it's implied. In those, it's implied. But it's also implied in the original TV release for Gundam Seed, because they obviously couldn't show 2, like, teenage characters boinking it on Japanese television. But when they were like, okay, time for the Blu-ray, they went back and added the coitus. They were like, okay, we can't have it be implied. We have to show people these 2, like, 14-year-olds boning. And it's like, normally Japan, for something like that, I'd jokingly say God bless and Godspeed, but like, I don't think that was necessary. Like, we understood what happened, okay? They go to bed together, Kira wakes up naked. We get it. We didn't need to see we didn't need to see any more. Ooh. Flay, again, because I wasn't the most into Gundam Seed to begin with. Flay was the most entertaining part for me. She's so cartoonishly, like, what it is like she watches her father die, and she's like, I'm going to make that everyone else's issue. And it's really cartoonish, and like, you're meant to hate her, but I'm watching this series, and I'm just laughing at all the things she's doing just to, like, be evil. It's just really funny. Like, when she sees, Kira and concert princess girl, whose name I forget, is it Lacris? I think it's Lacris. When he sees them, like, together, she literally stops And like she literally walks back out of like she sees them in the doorway. She walks back from the doorway, and the scene is her ripping open her like they show this. She rips open her like her uniform so she can tie it around her waist and have her tank top on display, and like and she's literally just trying to manipulate Kira the entire time. She's just being like, Kira, look at my boobies. You know, forget this sultry temptress. Look at me, Kira. I need to ruin your life. That is literally her whole character. She's just like, her whole purpose is just to ruin Kira's life. It's just so funny to me. Oh god. Okay. We're pretty close to 2:30, so actually I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. We didn't make the most progress, but as time goes on, I'm gonna organize this a little bit better. Ooh. It feels like we made no progress, but it's just, you have to go through so much. But we talked about plenty and had plenty of fun, but I hope you guys like this stream as much as I like doing it. But, yeah, that's gonna fit right in there. But I'll get some of the pieces out and I'll do I did not think I'd have to plan this far ahead for this kit, but I counted out everything last week. I should have seen it coming. I'm gonna apply, I think I am gonna do the blue here, but I'm gonna thin the paint a little so that way, because I did not thin the paint here, and you can see there's a little, it doesn't look the best. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but it does not look the best. But sorry that we were not able to get the chest done, but I don't want my streams to be too long. So let me send you guys out somewhere. I'm gonna put that there. So you at least have something nice to look at. Don't worry, my model is freaking out. Let me move the chats up real quick. Because, okay, this is why I didn't move it before, because now it's on the other, now the chat's on the other side of the room. Okay. Thank you for enjoying it, Opus. Ooh. Lacris, not Lacus. I don't even know what I was saying. Ooh. Oh, it's not confirmed, it's shown. Like, it's all, like, we see all, but like, it feels like we see everything but, like, the act itself. Like, we know it happened. There is no question. My voice broke. There is no question he banged Flay. There is no question. You're right. It was Kagili, it was not Lacus. You are 100% correct. Because Lacus was still in space at the time. I just remember that Lacus for some reason becomes like Kira's love interest, and then Kagili becomes Atherin's love interest because it's for women. Gundam Seed is the Gundam that was made for women. Regardless of how well, it was made for Fujoshis and 12-year-old boys, okay? It knew what it wanted, it knew its target audience, and it targeted them hard. Okay, so all the Gundams like look extra toyetic for all the little boys, and there is so much unnecessary, pointless, frickin' drama in Gundam Seed. And it's only there because they're like, the Fujoshis are gonna love it, and they do. Normally, I say you don't need to cater to Fujoshis. They'll do their own headcanon, they'll do their own work. But in Gundam Seed, they're like, no. We'll give them this treat. Yeah. It is kind of weird how they're like implying like a romantic interest between Kagili and Kira. And then they're like, no, don't worry about it. Like, that's a fake out. Don't worry. It's like in Empire Strikes Back when Leia kisses Han, but then there's actually no real romantic tension. It's just to get you distracted. No, these are actually the characters who care for each other. Athrun and Cagley, and it's like, have they really been, like, on screen together at all? Shut up. They love each other. I was like, do they? Yeah, we'll make a sequel series called Gundam Seed Destiny, and it'll be their destiny to be together. What are we doing here anymore? What's going on? I don't care. I don't know if it's Lacus or Lacrus. I'm saying, I don't know which one I'm saying. Ooh. If you're talking about Kagili, I don't even know. I don't remember how, like, I just say Kagili because I don't even know what the character's name is. I don't know what's going on. Typical. Kagali? Well, I didn't say Kagali, I said Kagili. Ooh. Ooh. Or do you mean it's Kagali, not Kagili? Are you ESL? Ooh. It's Lacus, not Lacrus. Hold on, let's look this up. Let's look before we end stream. Hold up. Oh, it's Lacus. Okay. Well, okay, so that's a grammar issue. Okay, because you have Lacrus, not Lacus, which in English is backwards. So for that, it sounds like you're saying it should be Lacrus, and we're saying Kagili, not Kagali. What you're saying there, again, in English is Kagili is the correct one. Fucking grammar. Grammar's a bitch. No, I've not seen... No. Right now, I have to finish Gundam X, then I need to watch Gundam Seed Destiny, then I need to watch Gundam Unicorn, and then I need to watch Gundam Seed Freedom. And you're like, why is that the watch structure? Because that's the watch structure I decided that's what I decided in February, and I have not finished Gundam X. So, it's weird. Honestly, you can spoil it, it would not really affect me. When, like, most people like, don't spoil it. Honestly, fuck it, it's just... If Flay comes back to life and saves everyone, it'd be a masterpiece. All honesty, if you tell me that's how it ends, Flay comes back to life, if Flay turns out to be the Lala Soon of... It's so fucked up. If she's the Lala Soon of Gundam Seed, she's like, her death makes everything else come together, and like it's her legacy, I would die happy. If Kira says, so help me God, if Kira says you killed Flay, that woman could have been like a mother to me. Best Gundam show. Best Gundam. Better than the UC. Perfect. Would not change a thing. If you tell me that's what happens, I could die happy. Also, I need to link you guys out. I need to find a place to send you guys. Oh my god. Masterpiece. You killed Lala Soon. She could have been like a mother to me. A mother? Ah! The final words of Char Aznable and Amuro Ray. Oh my god. Char Aznable says something so embarrassing that he then dies of embarrassment. And it's so bad that Amuro then dies of secondhand embarrassment. It's fucking... Chef's kiss. I fucking love Char's counterattack. Oh god, I'm saying that like it's bad. It actually makes sense it makes perfect sense in the scene, but I'm gonna send you to somebody who I have not sent you to before. I don't think I've ever linked to. I'm gonna send you to Sawa Grape. If you like, well, the kind of unhinged nature of today's stream, Sawa is a very unhinged Puerto Rican... Actually, a lot of Puerto Rican VTubers are unhinged, but she's an unhinged Puerto Rican VTuber who does voice work and can change her voice really well. She's... I don't know what she's doing. She's about to play a game, it looks like. So we're catching her at the start of her stream. So you go enjoy some adorable Sawa Grape. Yeah, Lacus. I don't know why I thought Lacris. I don't know why I thought Lacris. Ooh. Uh. I don't know if that's Muru or Murue. Ooh. But I probably don't know that name. You playing demos today? Yeah, Stormcast, welcome. But we also let me link out for Twitch. Let me not leave Twitch high and dry, because that would be rude of me. And I have to hold up. I have to bend over backwards so I can grab Twitch, so I can grab the stream. And let me look for a place to send anyone on Twitch over to. Bon. So that's Tan Tomboy, Cowboy Tomboy with both with big boobs. Pipkin Pippa, we did that already. Tan-ish mouse tomboy, brown tomboyish girl with big boobs. I'm seeing a pattern with my the VTubers I'm following. Wait a minute. I'm beginning to notice a pattern. Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna link you out to Edda Hinkst on I'm gonna link you to Edda Hinkst on Twitch. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed and liked this stream as much as I did today. We did not make a lot of progress, but that's why this entire month is dedicated to the Zaku. Why do I keep calling the Zaku Psycho? The Psycho Gundam. It's supposed to be the Psycho Zaku. It doesn't even make sense to call it the Zaku Psycho. Fuck, what is going on anymore? We're just gonna end stream. I want you guys to have a great day, a wonderful life, and remember not to lose your head. Ooh. As I have very obviously failed at doing. Oh, Ramius. She's the captain of the Archangel. You ever notice how, like, before I sign off, I'm gonna say something really damning real quick? You ever notice how Ramius and Badrilga look a lot like the main characters from Prison Battleship? I'm just saying. If you don't know what Prison Battleship is, don't look it up. Anyways, goodbye. That's the end of stream. I don't know if it's, I don't know, I said it two different ways though. I said Muru and Murue. But I'm just saying, do you ever notice? They look a lot like those characters. Anyways. I think those what is the character's name? Naomi, and you know what? I think I've already digging myself a deep enough hole. I don't think I need to continue. I've already at the ending screen. Okay, you know what? Let's just hit the end stream button.